Start surfing responsibly with StartPage, the world's most private search engine.
Apparently the stress of Washington, D.C. is getting to one congressman. What's getting at you, sir? The economy collapsing? Oil spills, unemployment, tea parties, re-election, town halls, the Federal Reserve, the endless war in the Middle East? Is his reaction a symptom of a bigger problem?
Hi, Congressman. How are you? How are you? Do you fully support the Obama agenda?
Who are you? Who are you? Whoa, who are you? Who are you?
Oh, whoa.
Who are you?
I'm here for a project, sir.
Tell me who you are.
We're just here for a project, sir.
Tell me who you are.
We're just here for a project.
I don't
Sir,
care about
please let go of my hand.
Tell me who you are.
I'm just a student, sir.
From. Tell me who
We're
you
just
are.
students. That's all we
I
are.
have a right to know who you are.
Sir, all we are is students.
So am I. Who are you? Who are you?
Please let go of my arm,
Sir, who are you? Congressman.
Sir, please. Congressman,
Sir,
please let go of me.
Who are you?
Okay.
Is this how a congressman is supposed to act when approached on the street by students working on a research project in Washington, D.C.? North Carolina Congressman Bob Etheridge apparently wasn't out on the campaign trail kissing babies and shaking hands when he decided to assault these students for asking him if he supported the Obama agenda. The congressman released his statement after he was caught on tape, and he said, "I deeply and profoundly regret my reaction, and I apologize to all involved." Well, Congressman, sometimes apologies just aren't good enough. You're a congressman. Where is your respect for the American people or the free press? Etheridge surely ranks up there now with the likes of Illinois Congressman Phil Hare. Remember this guy?
Where in the Constitution?
We are going to, I don't worry about the Constitution on this, to be honest.
That's my,
Well,
that's right.
Jackpot, brother.
These are your representatives, America. What are you going to do about it? I say kick their butts out of office and revoke their sweet little pensions and health care packages, then run someone for their seat who actually respects the American people and our founding documents. Which leads me to my question of the week. What should Congressman Bob Etheridge's punishment be? Email us at feedback@freedom.tv, tweet us at Reality Report, leave a message on our Facebook page, or leave a video response on our YouTube channel. We want to hear your answer, and it just may get read on next week's show. It's time for the Reality Report. Welcome back to the Reality Report. We have a lot to cover on tonight's show, but first I want to mention that next week we are celebrating our 50th Reality Report with a very special edition. Let us know what the Reality Report has meant to you, and email us your thoughts at feedback@freedom.tv. Nina Police is in the newsroom with today's headlines. Nina?
Thanks, Gary. In a move that angered Israel and escalated tension in the Middle East, Iran dispatched an aid ship Sunday bound for the Gaza Strip. Israeli officials are accusing Tehran of arming the Islamic-based Hamas group in Palestine and vowed to defend its blockade. Iranian officials say they are merely bringing food, construction materials, and toys, and pledge to continue to send support. Tension has risen since Israeli troops boarded a Turkish ship 2 weeks ago, killing 9 pro-Palestinian activists. The Federal Aviation Administration is under pressure from officials to allow unmanned aircrafts or drones to fly over the United States in civilian airspace. These planes would be used for a variety of purposes, including tornado research, pipeline monitoring, and to carry out law enforcement duties. State police would utilize the drones to track fleeting suspects and speeding cars. Some of the risks officials foresee are the drones flying into other planes, helicopters, and hot air balloons. Predator B drones are already in use for border patrol on the U.S.-Mexico border. A brand new executive order was issued last week by President Obama called the Establishing the National Prevention, Health Promotion, and Public Health Council. While the BP oil crisis is still on the top of Americans' minds, Obama's order was brought up very quietly. It focuses on lifestyle behavior modification for U.S. citizens that don't display healthy behavior. The Council will be focusing on many health aspects, including worksite health promotion, public health education, community health services, and preventative medicine. Does this mean forced vaccines could be on the horizon? And it's time for today's StartPage.com privacy headline. 6 days after Goatsy Security gained access to more than 114,000 iPad users' email addresses, AT&T is saying sorry. The phone company says that went to great efforts to maliciously exploit a function in its database, which released serial numbers, email addresses, and SIM card information. Goatse, which takes offense to the hacker title, says accessing the information took just over a single hour of labor. The problem has since been fixed, but Goatse claims there is still vulnerability in the system. In an age of increased internet privacy concerns, keep your IP address safe. Utilize startpage.com for all your searching needs. Those are today's headlines. I'm Nina Police. Gary?
Thanks, Nina. Sunday was the opening act in the Joint Department of Homeland Security and Illinois National Guard's attempt to justify more federal dollars. More than 30 local, state, and federal public servants responded to the simulated crash of a plane on approach to Midway Airport outside Chicago. A year of planning, funded by your taxpayer dollars, resulted in little more than a few half-dressed mannequins, garbage cans on fire, and first responders mostly standing around puffing away at their favorite brand of cigarette. While the web was abuzz, drawing lines to the simulated drills that took place on 9/11 and 7/7 that mirrored those actual attacks, these drills were nothing more than expensive extended smoke breaks. After all that work and money, how realistic was the drill?
It's realistic in the fact that, you get everybody here, but the logistics of it is already set up, so yes, it's great to do, but there's other aspects of getting all these command vans here and set up, which they were partially set up beforehand and up and running.
So everyone involved knew all of the details before the plane crash, and half of the equipment was already set up ahead of time? It seems like this simulation was two-staged and a waste of money. Last week, American Free Press editor Mark Anderson provided us with exclusive footage from the Bilderberg meeting in Spain. In an interview we conducted earlier this year, we sat down with Anderson to explain the power of the alternative media.
The alternative media is really important because people need a different voice consisting of reporters and editors and broadcasters and technicians and everyone who believes in getting to the truth and disseminating it to enough Americans in time to make a difference, and people who are not beholden to the status quo corporate government structure, who don't have a major incentive to cover up the truth. And the American people, despite their flaws and their foibles, deserve this alternative media that has to be allowed to grow and flourish as the dominant media shrinks. And so this is an opportune timing, in fact a golden opportunity for the alternative media to grow and flourish.
Watch the entire interview with Mark Anderson at realityreport.tv or by visiting the link in the show description. Now, before we name this week's enemy of the state, let's take a look at the mailbag where viewers place blame for the Israel-Gaza conflict. We start with Dwayne in South Dakota, and he writes, I believe they both share a lot at fault. However, most of the blame falls on Hamas. Had the Palestinians been kept in charge, the problem would have never existed. Steve in Oregon says, the brutal takeover of the region by Israel and the huge concentration camp known as Gaza must be put to an end. I think that the Israelis should live peacefully with all the people of the region and stop its genocide. How long is our country going to pretend to be deaf, blind, and dumb to these facts? Transman14 on YouTube says, Israel is the modern-day Nazi Germany. And lastly, Keith in Gervais, Oregon, blames the USA, and he writes, this conflict is made possible by foreign aid dollars from the United States of America. In order to secure continued funding, both sides must make war appear imminent. If not for this funding, both sides would be forced to resort to working out a real-world compromise. Do you have feedback for us? Send an email to feedback@freedom.tv. Include your name and town and whatever you feel, because remember, it just may end up on the show. Now it's time for this week's Enemy of the State. Who could it be? None other than, I know it's obvious, it's Bob Etheridge, the next UFC champ from North Carolina, as he takes on the students from Washington, D.C. I mean, look at him. Look at him go after those students for asking a simple question. Unbelievable. You know, anyway, we've received numerous emails from viewers asking us to change the name of the Enemy of the State segment to Enemy of the People or Enemy of the Nation. I'm going to tell you this right now. We're not changing it because we are the state. We created the state. And the people selected for this segment are likewise enemies to us, making them enemies of the state. Joining me on this edition of the Reality Report, please support the message of the independent media by forwarding this video to your friends, your family, and your co-workers. I'm Gary Franchi, and I'm not here to make you a follower. I'm here to make you a leader among the people. Good night.
Start surfing responsibly with StartPage, the world's most private search engine.